All right, welcome to another exciting episode where we look at Delonghi La Specialista Prestigio, which is an upgrade from the normal La Specialista. And I want to highlight the difference because if you're looking into buy a machine and you're looking into La Specialista and the Prestigio, which is this model, you might want to know what are the difference because they're pretty major difference and there's some that are kind of minor. So it's really important to understand, especially if you're looking into upgrading. So you'll see at the end of the video, I'll give you my take on upgrading or not. If you already have La Specialista, should you go for the Prestigio or not? So we'll see. So let's start with the first major upgrade from this one, which is the portafilter. Okay, so look at this. So this is the new portafilter. I just removed the filter in it, and you'll see it's not a double wall anymore. And what that means is previously on the La Specialista, you had double wall. So meaning that the coffee has to go through a first wall and then end up from a little tiny hole at the end. And this is kind of pressurized filter, and it's kind of more forgiving. But again, it doesn't give you the best extraction. So I think this is a major upgrade. So we have no double wall, no pressurized basket. So it's straight. The extraction is created from the pressure from the coffee itself. So this is kind of a game changer for La Specialista, to be quite frank. So I'm just going to put it back here. So that's the first major upgrade. The second major upgrade is the steam wand. Really much difference. The previous one was kind of one in plastic with not so much pressure. And then when you want to do coffee, it was kind of, very convenient, but the texture of the milk was very kind of low quality, I would say. But on this one, they put like a more kind of a professional one, even though the pressure is not super high as a kind of more commercial machine. It's still really amazing, and it does incredible milk, to be quite frank. So these are the two major, the filter and the wand. Now, if we look at the top, I think overall the machine itself feels a bit more sturdy, more kind of, I don't know, well finished, to be quite frank. Even the button here feels a little bit better. This one, even like, as I said, the port filter is kind of heavier. It feels more kind of, professional. And then it comes obviously with a single dose, again, non-pressurized, so that's pretty awesome. And the grinder hasn't changed. So that's one major thing I'm kind of not so happy about, because the integrated grinder has only like six different settings, which is kind of deceiving a little bit. I would prefer like around like a range of 30 different ones, so that you can really play with your extraction and nail your shot depending on your beans, essentially. But it still worked really well, to be quite frank, but I would prefer more. You have also the pressure gauge, which is similar from the other one. And then if we look at the buttons here, power button obviously, and then you have your dose control, the amount of coffee you want to put in. So this is actually really useful because there's so little settings here. You want to play with this. So if you feel like it's extracting too fast, then you just increase the dose. You put a bit more, so it will kind of slow down the shot, and you will probably nail the perfect shot at some point. You have the double espresso or not here, and that's one of the change. So previously on the Specialista, you had like a little button here, which was more kind of a purge. So when you press that, it would just kind of purge the group set. But in this case, they swap it. I don't know why they replace it. They swap it for temperature control. So you basically have three settings. I don't know if we can see the lights. So you have one settings here at the low, so low temperature, medium temperature, and high temperature. And what they say is it can make a difference depending on kind of the beans you have. So I think if you have a darker roast, you need to use like a higher temperature or something like that for the extraction. To be honest, I haven't seen much difference. I'm not such a geek in temperature for the extraction. Next thing, the power button, obviously, and then we have the water button, so hot water if you want to do Americano manually. And then you have my settings, which I never use, to be quite frank. So we have the espresso here. So it's just going to do an espresso. Americano, simply what's going to happen with the Americano is just going to do an espresso, and after that is going to dump some water. And then the coffee actually is interesting in this one. So it's a bit different, the extraction. When you hear it, it's just going to try to push water like on kind of a pulse, for kind of quite a while. It's like an espresso but longer. It's kind of weird. The previous one was more kind of just longer shot anyway. And you have the descaling, and as you can see, I'm ready for a descale on my machine. So these are the major difference. So really, if we're looking between the two machines, we're looking at this, which is the portafilter, the wand, the temperature control, and that's pretty much it, to be honest. But to be frank, it does make a difference. So we've been able to pull a lot better shot, more professional shots. To be honest, sometimes we do a way better coffee than what we get here in Vancouver, which is the mecca of coffee on North America almost, and we're able to pull like amazing shots. So I do. If you're looking between the Specialista and the normal and Prestigio, I think the Prestigio is probably $100 more. I would recommend it if you're kind of a coffee geek. If you're more like, I just want to get a shot really done super quick and no messing around with the one ear, I would say go with the specialty normal. But if kind of geek, you have that perfect milk, go with this. It's a no-brainer, to be honest. But if you already have the Specialista, I would say don't upgrade. It's not worth it. The Specialista is already like a really great machine. So yeah, don't waste your money unless you can sell it for a good price and buy the Prestigio. All right, so I hope this was helpful. Probably in the next video, I'm gonna do a couple tricks for pulling a good shot, and also a couple tricks to nail the milk, because to be honest, when you start with this machine, the milk could be tricky because the pressure is not as intense as a professional machine. So what you want to do, I'll explain in another video, I'll do a demo, but what you want to do, you want to bubble your milk a lot, which is kind of weird, but you need a lot of huge bubble at the beginning. All right, so thanks everybody, have a good one, and enjoy a good coffee.